Iceman definitely don't need one. He just sprays his fucking semen mist, and
Dude.
everybody just happens to get pregnant around him. They have to put his younger daughter in a bubble just to make sure she doesn't get pregnant. Like,
Hey, Patrick.
What?
I thought of something funnier than.
oh, I'm stealing this. Courtney left some Airheads gum. I didn't even see this. I'm gonna have some. This is mine now.
Yeah, that air Ramirez
Spit
had
joke
some of
right
that
fucking
stuff. It
now.
was really good. They even have Jolly Rancher gum, which is really good too.
Speaking of Jolly Ranchers,
Nice.
Oh, holy fucking sugar! Jesus Christ!
yeah,
Yeah.
that good, huh?
Wow, that is a lot. It's just a lot. Oh my god. Jesus Christ. Ugh. Anyway, how are you guys doing?
I'm okay. What about you, Chase?
I'm alive and breathing, man. You know, better than most,
Wow.
right?
Yeah.
That's good. Yeah. Not like you're living out in Ethiopia dying of starvation.
I mean, you know, I thought about moving out there.
Life is pretty good if you're
I
not
thought
there.
about moving out there once, but then I was like, nah, fuck them African people.
I mean,
You-
we could do it. We could all move out there and like do our own version of Survivor.
we can create a streamer hut.
Streamer.
We got this. Yeah, we'll like gather some wood and
Big
fucking
Brother, no,
dig some holes in the ground.
Big Brother Ethiopia.
I don't think I would
Instead of them
want
winning
that.
like $1 million, instead of them winning $1 million, the winner gets like a Big Mac value meal or something.
Dude,
yeah,
They'd be all over
That'll
that shit.
work.
They'd be like, real food? What?
Dude, like, you know, that Survivor shit, that shit's real. Like, that shows you what motherfuckers will do for like a steak dinner at the end of the night, you know? Separates,
Yeah.
you know.
I always said I'd go on that show just to use it as a weight loss, because you see some of those people, they go on there, they're fat as fuck, and by the end of the show, they look like they came out of Ethiopia.
Well,
Yeah,
from
pretty
what I
much.
heard, they go days without eating, supposedly. Like they do their trials. Or I've never actually sat down and watched an episode of Survivor, so take whatever I say with a
I've
grain
seen
of
bits
salt.
and pieces.
But I've seen like some of the stuff, like clips on like TikTok, and they'll be like, "Oh yeah, would you do this or something like that?" And they'll be like, "Dude, I haven't eaten in like 3 days." And then like they'd be like, "Oh, what did you eat?" And then it's like, "Oh, worms," or like, you know, something like that.
Yeah, depending on where they're at, from the little bits of it I've seen, like if they're on one of those islands or whatever, one of the teams, they'll be out there like fishing and whatnot, trying to catch food for everybody. But those motherfuckers ain't gonna starve to death because they got all the camera crews and shit. The minute they go, "Yo, I'm dying," they're out. They pull them out. They're at some like 5-star hotel, you know, eating a T-bone steak and snorting coke off a hooker's ass. or
Yeah, and
something.
then some of them, like, who win whatever the challenge is or something, they either get like to take like a fancy bath or massage, or get to eat like a certain amount of food or something like that, and they're just living it up, or like they get to sleep in in like a clean bed or something. It's kind of neat, like, you know.
Like, congratulations, you win the challenge. Here's a Game Boy. Be like, bitch, I want a peanut butter and jelly sandwich. I'm starving.
Right?
It's a shame that a lot of those shows really don't like stick to like shit. Like, I get like they can't endanger the people that they're paying to be on the show, but it's a shame that they don't like actually like go in through the trials and really fucking do it. Like, I'm sure they've done some, but like not to like the full extreme. It's a shame that they don't really do that. Even like Bear Grylls. Bear Grylls is such a fucking sham too. Like, literally, like he'll just like set up his tent and like do all that stuff on camera and then go into like a fucking 5-star hotel and then come back in the morning and just doesn't shave to make it seem like he's been there all night. Like, it's fucking bullshit.
Yeah, like, you really think that fucker really did that the whole night? Like, what was it they showed Bear Grylls do? Like, I think he like pulled like a fish out of like the ice, and he's like, "There's no time to cook it. I gotta do it." Like, and he just like ate it raw or something like that.
He's like, I'm going to
Yeah.
drink my piss.
Yeah, you know, they're like, okay,
There used to
Yeah.
be the memes about
That
that.
I was told. That I was told. I think he actually did, which is kind of crazy, but still.
The one that was always better was my favorite show was Survivor Man with Les Stroud,
yeah.
because he did all that shit on
I don't
his
think
own.
I've seen that.
I'm just saying.
He carried around he carried a giant like steamer trunk or whatever full of camera equipment and shit for a week. He'd set up his own cameras and the shots and whatnot, and he'd do all that shit on his own. There was nobody out there with him.
All right. I mean, shit. I feel like that's kind of why I watch Outdoor Boys. If nobody's seen that, I know he's been like blowing the fuck up. I'm sure a lot of people know who the fuck he is, but
Dude.
he just kind of does all his shit legit. I love fucking Luke Nichols. He's the man.
That would be awesome if Outdoor Boys and Survivor Man teamed up and did a show.
I think he's been on a couple of other people YouTube channels. I don't know. I think he was on that Google Meets thing. He was on there for a little while. He did one little episode with them. But I'll have to look up to see if he did anything else, because I know he had his other YouTube channel, which was Catfish and Carp, and now he has the Outdoor Boys.
I saw Mr. Beast did something similar. Like he went to like him and his group stayed in like some abandoned city that was like abandoned during like a wartime or whatever, and it was quite a nice area. Like it was a former like one of those areas that had a resort and stuff, but apparently yeah, it got like so destroyed and abandoned. But apparently they survived the night there or a couple days out there. It was kind of neat seeing how they were doing out there. But it's still kind of like,
I just had an idea.
huh?
I just had an idea.
What?
Mr. Beast also is like, "Hi guys, we're in Pripyat, Ukraine here. We're gonna see who wants to win $1 million trying to survive for 30 days here at Chernobyl."
Chernobyl. Oh my god.
Jesus Christ.
Is Chernobyl even?
He'd have one of his boys who'd be sitting there, probably the one that like became, as Davo said last episode, a switcheroo transformer, you know?
Was that last episode, or that was the one before?
Was it last
they cut
episode?
ties.
I
They
don't
cut
know.
ties. He's no longer even affiliated with Mr. Beast.
Yeah, I don't think he's a part of the group
completely
anymore.
Done. Apparently, that fucker was even into some weird shit where like these drawings of kids in inappropriate ways or something like that. Like
Jesus.
that fucker was a real deal weirdo. Like
Someone just trying to fuck up Mr. Beast's flow.
That's
Mr. Beast
that's
is
insane. I didn't know it was that
yeah,
deep.
dude.
I thought he was just trans and he was
Nah,
fucking
dude,
shit up.
he was on some pedophile shit, so Beast had to really cut ties.
Oh, okay. All right. That makes sense. Yeah.
It sounds like he was like on some sort of like Epstein Island type bullshit, you know?
Yeah, like Beast tolerated it for a while, you know, because I heard Beast wanted to get it. I don't know how true it was, but Beast wanted him out of the show when he started doing the training stuff. But then Beast was like, "Hey, we're still gonna accept you. You're a friend." Blah blah blah, and you know they went with all the backlash and all that stuff. And apparently they still held him down. But then when it came to that pedophile shit, you gotta just like cut ties.
Yeah, no, I don't care. I don't care who the fuck you are. If you're in any way or form coercing a child into any sort of sexual act, you can fuck right off.
Yeah, you'd be hanging from a tree if it was
Fuck
up
out of
to
here.
me.
Like
real.
Nick Merckx once said, "Leave the children alone."
It's true.
Yeah.
Like, you know, you can be an influencer, and I don't think there's nothing wrong with talking to your fan base as long as it's appropriate. You know,
yeah, exactly.
You know, they could be kids or whatever, but just do it in a respectable, responsible manner, and that's what some people don't understand. A lot of things can be taken out of context. Even a simple text message between a grown man and a little girl could be taken out of context. So you just gotta really make sure that you just gotta be respectful and mindful of every situation of what goes on. Because even I could get careless in something like that. But you know, you just gotta know the difference between that you're an adult, they're a kid, and respect that.
That's why later on, when the Growers Not Showers podcast one day is at somewhere like TwitchCon or whatever, we're gonna be like, no kids.
We're gonna have a set
21 and over.
contract. We're gonna have a set contract through Twitch Whispers. Any single time a DM is about to happen, a big contract gets sent to them and be like, I am not viable for any of the things that I
Right.
say. And they have to be like, and then they can talk to
No,
us.
I didn't really think nothing much about Twitch Whispers. I barely use it. I've used it in the past, like, you know, to message people here and there, but I've really never used it at the extent where a lot of people do. And I think it's just kind of funny though that Twitch Whispers was one of the things where the doc got like really exposed. It's almost kind of funny because you think a person of stature wouldn't even bother looking into Twitch Whispers, but hey, you never know.
Yeah, I know. I don't. I've literally used Whispers once, and it was only because I think I've told this story on the podcast before. It was because Tasha was trying to contact me, and that was the only way it was allowing her to contact me because I had her blocked. So she was like trying to text me and be like, hey, haven't talked to you in forever. And I was like, that's fine or whatever. And then I like sent her a thing about like, you know, how everything went down and how like the friendship can't continue. And then that was it.
I think the only time
I don't think I've ever used it.
I think the only time I've really ever did anything Twitch Whisper related was when like there's contests and like people win codes or something like that. They'll be like, hey, I'll send you through the Whispers or something like that.
That makes sense. Yeah, it's a convenient thing to have, but I've never found myself using it other than for that reason, just for that one time. I didn't even know it existed until she messaged me through there, and I was like, oh, okay, like this is a thing apparently. Like it's not like it's gonna be like Messenger.
It's
you know,
really
like Messenger is far more popular.
because like if you met somebody that you're meeting in a chat, like let's say that, you know, me and Iceman are watching your stream, and then, you know, but we don't know of each other, we just hit it off. We could just hit each other up with the Whispers like, yo, blah blah blah, you know,
Yeah, but that's what isn't that literally what Discord is for?
Yeah, but I mean,
like that's what Discord is for.
But I mean,
it's also for the fact that we don't get censored on Discord through chat, like say, I don't know, COD.
Yeah, but I would rather them go through Discord though. You know what I'm saying? Because like if they join the server, at least they're interacting with your community a little bit, and people get an idea, and the mods will handle it if you're being out of turn. You know, then that friendship just ends right there.
But I mean,
before it
you
even
also
starts.
Remember too, it's on a different platform. Not everybody's willing to download or get that platform and all the other crap. It's like, oh hey, it's convenient.
Listen, if you're
I can't think of one other streamer that doesn't have a fucking Discord.
I'm not saying
or at least a profile, not necessarily a server.
What if we're not content creators? What if we're just people who just like, you know, I probably wouldn't have downloaded Discord at all if I didn't, you know.
Well, isn't streaming on Twitch being a content creator? That's what we're talking about. We're talking about Twitch.
But I'm just saying,
if you're streaming,
but I'm not saying like, what if I'm just a viewer and I don't care about all that other shit?
Oh, so if you don't care, I mean, you don't care. Then
it's a good little feature to have and chat with your buddies here and there. I mean, not everybody's going to use Discord.
Maybe.
Not everybody's going to want to move over to Discord.
Yeah, I guess it's better to have a feature than to not have one at all. That's
all
fair.
I'm saying.
Yeah.
You went more deeper into it, though.
Well, no, I wasn't really trying to go deep. I just think like that's what we've always used. So I've never, the thought has never even entered my mind to where like if somebody has a thing, like if I'm watching somebody stream, I've never gone like, oh, let me whisper them on Twitch. I mean, the first thing I do is look for their Discord.
Yeah, I'm saying like if I'm not
that's all we've used. That's
my
only
like I said,
experience.
If I'm just a viewer and I'm not a content creator and I don't feel like going that deep into somebody's Discord, and I'm just messaging this guy like, hey, it's cool, you know, we're just talking about the stream. Maybe it hits into something else.
Yeah, I mean, if that's your thing, that's your thing.
Can move over to something else and maybe get a new friendship. Be like, yo, what's your gamer tag? You on PSN? And then I hit him up on PSN.
Right. Yeah.
Or Xbox Live.
That's true. That's true because a lot of people still game through or stream through PlayStation, you know, because they don't have PCs. That makes sense. If you're on console, that would make
Discord,
sense. That would make way more sense.
Best way to get a hold of me, like, you know, I was always on my PlayStation, so like,
yeah, same here. Yeah, that's all we used. And we were always on our PlayStations. That was our main really form of communication for a long time.
Then we switched to the mobile app. That was really cool. But at that time, I didn't even really use it that much, just because it was like they would have brought this out way earlier. I would have been all over it. Not that I didn't use it. It's just I was just over it at the time. Like I have the mobile app and I use it, but it's just like I probably would have used it way more in the extent of like, hey, I'm at school. gonna message the homies, find out what time they're gonna get it on, or I'm at work. Yeah,
Right.
but it never worked out
Yeah.
like that because by then it was like I was over it, and then there was newer platforms that did it better, like Discord.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, can we talk about well, just because we haven't watched the second one. How are we feeling about the newly released episode 5 of Daredevil? I fucking really enjoyed it.
It was good.
Yeah,
Dude,
it was pretty
fucking
good.
Fire.
I gotta say,
The,
Chamber and I talked about this earlier. That Irish motherfucker, he got fucked up.
yeah, he did. I loved that guy as that character. I could definitely see him in other movies. I just really liked. I like him as an actor now, just from that one scene where like he told her to tell him a joke. That shit was great. And he was a menacing little fucker too. I
Mhm.
really liked his character.
But dude, getting
he
that
played- he did a
bottle
really good
smashed
fucking
in his
job.
face, and then his fucking leg.
I just
Oh,
love that we were all
that fucking
watching
snap.
that shit, and when we saw the dude's leg get snapped, we're like, "Damn!" Like we were all like,
Yeah, I literally watched Iceman go.
yeah, like
I was like,
we were into it. That episode was fucking fire,
I felt that. I felt that in my soul.
right? Like I felt
Yeah.
that. It's like, it's almost like Phantom Pain. Like I caught a feeling for that. It's like
Yeah,
It's
it's
like
like,
when
it's like when you see a guy get kicked in the
I was
nuts,
about
and
to
you're
say,
just like,
you watch
"Oh."
any
yeah.
show, TV show, or movie, and someone gets hit in the balls. What's the first thing every guy
Ah.
around does? They all go like, "Oh,
Yeah.
fuck."
Yeah, they all hold their stomachs.
I feel your pain, man. I feel it.
All the women are looking over like, "What's wrong with you people?"
It's like
let
you
us
see,
kick you in the dick and see
I mean,
how
like
it
you
feels.
see a dude get hit in the nuts, you feel like you just got hit in the nuts. Like you literally feel that shit. It's like,
It
Oh,
doesn't matter how bad
yo.
the person is in a movie or TV show. You see someone get kicked in the dick like that, you just want to go over to him like, "Yo, come here, bro." It's
I'm
okay.
thinking about that line from The Longest Yard. Oh, his poor McNuggets.
You gotta always protect the McNuggets.
He
fucking,
got hit in the McNuggets.
oh, speaking of that, you guys just reminded me of something. So I was playing fucking Pal World, and Rock was in one of our streamer friends. His name is RR Punishment TV. If you want to go give him a follow, but we call him Rock. I was sitting there playing Pal World, and I was getting ready to jump off a cliff like into these waters, and I was like, "Oh, tingle feeling," and he was like, "You get that too, motherfucker?" And I was like, "Yeah." It was like every guy gets that. It was like right at the base of your dick, right? And I was like, "Yeah." It's a dick
I get that
tingle.
shit all the time
It's like a
too.
Spider-Man tingle, but it's a dick
Doesn't
tingle.
matter.
Every time you just, yeah, like even on roller coasters, you
I
feel
think
it. Like
we
right at the
all
base,
do.
it's like,
It's
huh?
It's just that
Yes.
feeling that, men get that women will never understand
you just
what a
got
man
it.
feels like. And they really think they know. Like they have no idea.
I wonder if they have a vagina tingle.
Dude, they got
They
a
gotta
lot
have
of
something. Maybe it's in their
Dude, women
stomach.
got
Or,
so much
they
more
gotta have
going on
something.
than we'll ever know that I don't want to know at the same time. So, yeah.
well, that's
You
fair.
don't want to know, but you do want to know.
Yeah.
But
yeah, exactly.
yeah. Yeah. It's one of those things for sure. But it was just so funny that he was like, "Wait, it wasn't just me." Frock was like, he was like kind of happy he could relate. He was like, "Yeah, it's
It
all
was
men.
funny. I
don't
was
feel
talking to
singled
Prax
out."
and I was just I made a bad joke. I was like, "Prax, I couldn't be a woman." And she was like, "What do you mean?" I was like, "Because if I was a woman, I'd be a hoe. I'd be out there bad. I'd be giving up to everybody. Everybody would know who.
Yeah, you would. I feel like
don't
that's
know. I
every
wouldn't
guy
leave
though.
the house.
I'd be out there, dude, bad. Like everybody would know my name. I'd be out there in the street, like people going, "You hit that too?" Be like, "Dude, I nailed it. I did everything." Like I'd just be that hoe. Everybody know, like, "Damn, go see her. She, you know what she's all about." I mean, I'm like, ah. I just did that on stream, dude.
I feel like every guy with their mentality, if they just happen to switch to
I'd be
female, would
giving
just
up.
go
I'd be
around
giving up
fucking
to
everything.
everybody
I
and
mean, that's pretty fair.
everything.
I wouldn't be fucking everybody. I'd be like I said, I'd be sitting at home, and be like playing with the boobs, and be like, I gotta explore this.
Well,
this
that's the
vagina and
first
shit.
thing I
Well,
would do.
yeah, that's
the first thing
I
I'm gonna
wouldn't, I
do.
wouldn't leave
first.
the house like, hell no, I ain't
Yeah.
sharing this with nobody. This
That's
is
the
all
first thing
mine.
I'm gonna do. Is like, I'm gonna experience it. I'm gonna be like, like what Lil Dicky did when he turned into Kendall Jenner. I'm gonna find I'm gonna find it.
I
I'm
got
gonna
a
show the inner
vagina.
workings of a woman, of course, you know. But after that, it's like to the streets to test this out.
Ah, just to confirm that the first thing that Chamber thinks about if he was to turn into a woman is dick.
Nah,
Fuck it.
nah, it wouldn't be dick. I'd probably be the most hardcore lesbian out there.
All right, so you
dude.
would
I'd get
go
a
full blown
haircut
lesbian.
and
I would
everything.
too. To be fair,
I'd be a,
yeah.
yeah, I'd be a, I'd be a stud.
You'd be one of those.
That's
You'd
what
be
they call
butch.
themselves now, studs. I'd be a stud.
All right,
Davo.
all right. Would you?
So
What?
since Chamber's gonna be thinking about nothing but getting railed by dick, you know what they say?
I'm gay.
What?
Ain't nobody getting railed by dick. I'll be
You are. You
I'll
said
be
that's what you're
railing them
thinking
with my
about.
I'll be
Jesus.
railing them with my strap on
Okay.
dick, okay? With my fucking foot long dick, you know? Like, you know, I bought it.
Yeah, you're gonna be there. You're gonna be there like Turtle and Entourage, and you gotta get one of these. And he's like shaking that shit in the sex store.
And definitely get one of these.
You know, it's funny though, like, you know, lesbians and stuff, they got the biggest dicks in the world because they can buy them at fucking Spencer's and Target and sex shops, you know? Us men, we're just working with what we got, you know?
Yeah.
It's not
Yep.
fair, you know? It's
That's
not
fair.
like they go up there and they'd be like,
Yeah,
oh,
it's true.
this is
It's
too
not fair.
big. I need it bigger. And then it's like a foot longer, and then it's like, damn. You know? Maybe they should make like some, like, you know, we need to be able to like extend ourselves a bit more, you know? They've made extenders that I've heard about, but I mean, like, damn. Like, you know, do you really want something you're gonna trip over?
I've seen.
If you ask
You know,
Buff
I've-
Nice, maybe he'll get you one.
Yeah, if I've seen those extenders, but like, what do they really do though?
Dude,
like, they don't even really provide much
yeah, like, do
stimulation.
they
It
even
just goes
help you
right
out?
over.
I don't know.
Is it
I
just
don't
for
know.
female pleasure? I would assume it's just for female pleasure because they go right over the head. Everything you need
Right.
to get the feeling
No
is
clue,
there.
man.
You know what I mean? It makes no sense to me.
It's all for her.
Welcome to Sex Talk.
Hopefully,
Growers, not
hopefully
showers.
after you get her off, she's like, "Oh, take that thing off. Let me suck you up," and be like, "Okay, you know."
Yeah, maybe, but nah, I don't know.
No
So
clue.
unknown.
Never had
Never
to use
needed
one,
one.
so
One of those unknown
Yeah.
unknowns.
Yep.
yeah. Iceman definitely don't need one. He just sprays his fucking semen mist, and
Dude.
everybody just happens to get pregnant around him. They have to put his younger daughter in a bubble just to make sure she doesn't get pregnant.
Iceman, are you
Hey, yo, what the fuck?
worried about like just going
Crazy.
in public and like, you know, you just like, you know, you do something and then just like, you know, isn't your wife worried about you just going to SeaWorld or like Disneyland or Vegas and like you just walk around
No.
knocking up every bitch you see?
Nah, Iceman can't be any. He can't go in large bodies of
Yeah.
water because it'll just
I mean,
spread.
Iceman, you're going
Well,
you're
you
going to
wonder why
Vegas.
you wonder
soon.
why the ocean is so salty.
It's full of Iceman.
Yeah, that's a good point. It's just Iceman sperm. That's
yeah.
all it is. It's just completely full of
You know,
Iceman
speaking
sperm.
about trust, she trusts me enough for breaking news for anybody out there. 22 days from now, I will be in Las Vegas.
Yeah. Oh,
he's
yeah,
going
that's
to
right. I
WrestleMania.
totally
Lucky
forgot about
bastard.
that.
I'm so jealous.
Yeah, I will be in Las Vegas. So
Yeah.
come find me,
Yeah.
and you can get all
He's
of your
gonna get.
no growers, not showers merchandise that we do not carry.
Iceman, you know what? You should have a
Yeah.
sign. You should have a
Yeah.
sign that says GNet Girls Not Showers podcast or something like that while you're there. Or have it just say Chamber, you suck or something like that.
Did you not? Did you,
You
not
could.
just see what he
You
did?
could legit make a sign.
He once again
What?
had his hands up in the air, and he's all like this again.
No, did I?
Yes,
Did
he
I?
did.
Notice that.
I didn't even know I
I
did.
didn't
did. I
even
saw him.
notice
He had
that.
his hands up in the air, and he's like this.
For
He's still
real?
thinking about having a vagina and getting railed by dick.
For real? Because I just said just have a sign. I didn't know I was doing all this, bro. What the fuck? Muscle memory, dude. Muscle memory.
Oh, fucking Davo's dying over there now.
Yeah. Bad enough I did it on TikTok.
Fucking hell.
Well, like I said, I'll be out there.
Oh,
Like I said, in about 3 weeks. So be at the.
dude,
Everybody, come find me. You know, at the MGM Grand.
Or not
Yeah.
find them.
dude, I was coughing so hard right there that I almost inhaled my gum. It almost went right down. I was like I was like panicking for a second. I had to like spit it out and then start coughing. Ridiculous.
Well, don't.
But yeah, you should get a sign. That's actually more practical. Get a sign, and then hopefully you can hold it up like that, and then people will see it, and they can follow us.
I don't know exactly
That'll
where
work
we're
perfect.
sitting in this stadium, so
It should be GNS podcast, and then right underneath, Chamber and Davo are gay. Right there. Perfect.
Say something like that.
Chamber and Davo are gay. They'll probably kick you out the fucking
and then
stadium.
you guys get kicked out. He's like, no, security, they really are gay though. They'll get it. They understand that. Like, just
I'm not
it's
being
just the
homophobic. Chamber and Davo are proud members of the LGBT.
Well, as Chamber would say, the LMNOP
I couldn't
company.
even finish that.
LGBT Xbox 360 community, yes.
Mhm.
They're advocates for the LMNOP community.
Yeah, you're both switcheroo transformers.
It's a man, baby.
Switcheroos.
We're both
Transformers.
switcheroos.
Oh my god! Imagine.
Jesus.
Yeah, so I'm
Ah,
flying out there on I've never flown on this. It's oh shit. On Frontier Airlines.
Oh,
God. It's not Delta or Southwest.
dude, I don't
Be
trust
careful.
Delta. Delta's been the
If it
ones
was Delta,
crashing.
if it was Delta, we'd land upside down. If it was Air
Yeah, that's fair.
Alaska, the door plug would blow out. I don't know anything about Southwest. What's happened with Southwest?
I flew
I
Southwest
think
to
everything's
see
cool with
Davos,
Southwest.
so they're all good.
Well, that's the reason right there.
Only problem is, dude, their gates are just like crazy far from each other.
They had to disinfect the plane after Chamber got off.
It probably did. After all that throwing up and vomiting, I did. Yeah.
All that shitting you did all over the bathroom.
Do you think that when you go to WrestleMania they'll have to like squeegee your semen off the fucking canvas at the fucking
the
on the
jizzing
stage?
he's
Only if Rhea Ripley's there.
They
Only
might have
if Rhea
to.
Ripley shows up.
Dude,
Yeah,
dude,
it
I'm
just-
telling you right now.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, if
Dude,
Rhea
I'm telling
Ripley
you right
shows up,
now,
it might
if,
be
like-
excessive. It'll be like a
Dude, I'll tell you
film.
right now, if Rhea Ripley's ass cheeks get exposed or something like that, Iceman, you're gonna see like some white guy just trying to bite a butt cheek or something in the crowd or like something. He's gonna be
Yeah.
sniffing them ropes when her butt touches the.
I'm
Yeah.
gonna look like Leonardo
Iceman will be
DiCaprio
walking
from
out of that
Wolf Wall
stadium.
Street in that one scene.
Oh, where he's doing lines off the prostitute's ass.
Yeah.
He's gonna be coming out of that stadium looking like an upside down uppercase F, just as big ass feet and a fucking boner. Just
Dude, I love that part with Jonah Hill.
No, and seriously though, I'm hoping that while I'm there, the one thing I want to do is I want to gamble a little bit. It'd be cool to win some money.
All right. Iceman just loses his whole life
Yeah.
savings.
No. I'm gonna spend like maybe $100 tops.
No, I know you're fairly modest. I was just saying it would be funny if like just that's the thing. Like you go to Vegas one time and just like the air and everything around you
Dude.
just turns you into a degenerate gambler.
Dude,
in about 5
Iceman
minutes,
does
you
one
just ruin
crap
your whole
game.
fucking life. You come back to the podcast and be like, hey, we haven't any
Iceman
revenue.
does
I'm
one
gonna
little
go
crap
gamble.
game, win 10 grand off the bat. He's like, all right, where the hookers at?
No,
I don't want.
I'm gonna be like, I'm gonna go out there and try to gamble a little bit. Next thing you know, I'm gonna lose everything. I'm gonna look like Dave Chappelle. I'll be like, Hey, Joe Rogan. Joe
Oh
Rogan.
shit!
There's something you should know,
I
Joe
smell
Rogan.
crack. I smell
Yeah, he's
rocks.
like, there's something you should know, Joe Rogan. I smoke rocks.
I'm gonna tell you something about me, Joe Rogan, that you might not know. I smoke rocks.
One of the best lines in the Chappelle Show ever.
Oh, so good. That whole fucking skit of him being on Fear Factor was fucking
Yeah.
hilarious.
To be honest with you, a real crackhead really could win Fear Factor. I think that's why. Yeah, because all that shit
Oh,
a
for
crackhead would
sure.
do for fun, you know? Like
I think they should bring Fear Factor back and put on drug addicts on there. I want to see a crackhead and a meth head go at it. Difficulties.
No, get the fucking thing.
Iceman.
Get the thing.
Where's the thing at Iceman?
Where the fuck is
Do
it?
your fucking job.
Yeah, what the fuck? You got the damn thing. There we
Come on,
go.
Buff. Do your job, Buff.
Shout out to also, we have a new editor for the GNS podcast.
Yeah.
We've shouted
we?
him out
Okay,
like fucking
alright.
2 episodes
but
ago.
if you guys have seen,
Yes.
especially the way everything's changed in the last 2 or 3 episodes, especially with some of the stuff that's been added in between. Shout out to our Canadian cracker Buff.
You know, because you did that,
Yeah,
he's going
hell
to
yeah.
CGI another maple leaf on your forehead.
Yeah, whatever. Come on,
Fuck it.
Buff. Oh,
The,
Canada.
Corporate needs you to find the differences between this picture and this picture. They're the same picture.
Jesus. Oh, I got lightheaded on that one.
You are right over there. You've been having
Ah.
some weird moments lately. Like,
Dude, I was good.
Davo needs 50 cc's
For
of
the first
marinara
fucking-
stat.
is your blood sugar down?
for the first half hour of this podcast, I've been like straight pretty much. And then like, I don't know, maybe it was just like the fucking sugariness of the gum or something like that, but it's just been fucking me up. Maybe I need to like rejuvenate.
Where the fuck's he going?
He walks off.
Eat a fucking piece of
Do
chicken.
you really
here.
have to eat on
At all.
every time we do a podcast? Like, you're.
Why not? Why
Well,
not?
hey, Chamber,
Don't fucking yell at
leave him
me.
alone.
Yeah.
At least it's not pizza, finally.
Yeah.
It's not pizza.
It's
It's
pizza flavored
chicken.
chicken.
Hey, if you can't eat, if you can't wait, then go ahead and eat. You know, I mean, if you can't, go ahead and eat. You know, hungry while wait, grab a Snickers. You know, I
Here you
heard.
go, Davo, while you're eating chicken. Davo, while you're eating chicken, here, you can have this. It's watermelon flavored.
Yo, I heard when there's Brad Pitt is famously famous for eating while filming. He's one of those actors, I guess, who doesn't ever get time to eat. So even while like they're filming, he's always eating. That's why like you see him in certain movies, he's always like eating something. And it's there on purpose because he's purposely eating.
I saw a story about Robert Downey Jr. like that.
Yeah, like in when they were filming Avengers. Yeah, he
Avengers?
was like hiding snacks and stuff.
Hiding snacks on
And
set.
apparently the blueberry
Like, where you
thing
see him-
was real.
Yeah, when he was eating the blueberries in that scene, he hid those in that part of the set.
Yeah, and he was like really offering them blueberries. He's like, "Hey, you really want a blueberry?" Yeah, it was real. But it's good banter. It makes really good, you know, back and forth. So it works.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it did.
I think it was pretty well done.
And I can fill in now. 'Cause for whatever reason, that chicken took forever
It
to
was dry.
fucking goddamn
Was
fucking
it
eat.
dry?
It was woody as shit. Yeah, it's like, well, it's like woody. I don't know if you know what that is, but
What did it taste like? Wood?
it's usually because you know how you know how chickens get killed by electricity. Like
Mhm.
they that's how they kill them, or like before they do it. And sometimes their muscles will tighten up, which is usually the breast. And if they get shocked too much, it'll literally like almost like pre-cook it or like tense up the muscle and it stays tensed. So even when you cook it, it's like really fucking like it's hard to explain. People just call it woody. They call it woody chicken, like Woody. What? It's odd.
Well, you're not bringing out your sweet baby
Sometimes
Reyes?
it happens. Nah. It's the fucking, they put it straight in a goddamn Tupperware. I hate it. Like, second they cook it,
Is that
right in
breaded
there.
chicken
It's all
too?
fucking soggy and shit. I'm probably not even gonna eat that.
Man.
Yeah.
Why don't you just leave it airing out?
I
then?
hate that.
Just
I
let it
know
air
why
out,
they
that
do
way
it.
Doesn't get all.
It won't fucking matter. That thing's been sitting in there for at least like fucking 3 hours in the fridge too. So like,
They still don't listen to you, even though it's
Mhm.
like, hey, that's what's bad. Like, you don't fucking do that. You gotta let it air dry. You're not supposed to fast cool hot food anyway like that.
Well, it's not even about that. They put it in there. Well, Nancy puts it in there, which is my mother-in-law, because she hates flies touching the food. So she puts it in a Tupperware container right away so they can't get at it. But she doesn't get that it makes, one, it makes the chicken taste terrible, and two, it fucking is not good for food to do that because you'll actually form more bacteria with all the condensation. Like it's not something. Yeah. I've always said, hey, if you cook chicken and this is my thing, when you cook chicken and it's done and it's hot out of the oven, just put it on a fucking baking sheet on a wire rack and just stick it in the oven and put the oven at like 100 degrees. So this way it just stays warm, but the flies can't get in there. Perfect. They stay warm the whole time. It's the perfect place to put it. Just put it right in the oven on the top rack, 100 degrees.
Would you stop
Let 'em
using
stay
common
warm.
sense?
No,
But-
I can't help it. And
I don't know why they don't do it.
Sense?
But either way.
Like
In Armenian.
in
Shocker.
Armenian using common sense? Shocker. You know, it's like wow. Yeah.
I'm more like, holy shit, there's an Armenian still?
Yeah, y'all still exist. Y'all are actually out there, man.
Damn, we missed a few.
Damn. If you could,
We'll have to try harder
if
next
you
time.
could think,
Yeah.
if you could put Armenians in a Pokemon category of common, uncommon, rare, or shiny, what kind of like category would you put a Armenian?
I mean, technically we're rare because we'd be like shiny cards. There's not a lot of us left.
I would put them as, if I had to classify Davo as a Pokemon, Armenians in general, I think they'd be a Shuckle.
Shuckle. A Shuckle.
A Shuckle. Not like a Grimer because of all of
No.
our grease.
Shuckle's a good Pokemon.
No, it's not. It's one of the worst.
I was trying to make him feel better.
Magikarp is better than that.
He's like,
was trying
fuck
to
you,
make him
Chamber.
feel
I was
better
trying to
about
be
himself,
insulting.
Why? Fuck him. Man, fuck that guy.
I don't make you guys feel better. Why the fuck you doing that for me? Fucking bitch. Fucking-
Come on, Chamber. Fuck Davo, man. Fuck that guy.
Yeah, fuck that Armenian prick.
yeah, fuck that dude.
But yeah,
Yeah.
you're a Bulbasaur guy, right? Like that's your starter
Who?
Pokemon, Bulbasaur.
Me?
No, Davo. I could have sworn.
No. One, I don't really have a starter because I didn't grow up as a nerd.
Fuck
Number
you.
one. Two. The only starters I ever really knew of, and it was because it was the only video game that I had, which was Pokemon Yellow on my Game Boy Advance SP, was obviously Charmander, Squirtle, and
Bulbasaur
Pikachu.
also.
That was really it. And I watched some Pokemon because it was just
Bulbasaur was
on
on there too. by
fucking
the way.
Cartoon Network or Nickelodeon, whichever one it was.
You named all the
Well, I
starters
don't
but
fucking
Bulbasaur
remember.
right there.
Well, those are the only ones that I remember. Like I know Bulbasaur exists now, but I'm talking about when I was a kid.
Have you ever seen the college humor
but,
version of
yeah, I don't-
Pokemon when they're talking about Pokemon Go?
Nah.
Oh, it's hilarious. Where
No.
like It's supposed to be like a fake news interview with somebody who's like upset that somebody else is calling them all the wrong names.
Yeah, he said Pikachu right.
Bulbasaur, he calls Bulbasaur Onion Turtle.
Yeah, he calls Geodude
Geodude is Punchy Rock. Punchy Rock.
Yeah. He
Punchy Rock.
B-Drill is the funniest one. He calls him. Everybody knows that's Big Dick B.
Oh yeah, and this is the best one. Diglett, floor shit, and Diglett's evolution, Dotrio, 3 floor shits.
Meowth is the cat with the long ass arms.
And he goes, "Oh, that's Pikachu right there."
Yeah, but everybody knows Pikachu.
Yeah, that's pretty funny. I remember that. I didn't know College Humor.
I always wanted to get it.
One though.
I guess it's kind of a.
Yeah.
I guess it's. I wouldn't really say a shame, but I never really got to experience Pokemon really.
Was pretty fucking cool. The
just
only
never.
thing I gotta say is it cracked me up when the church got a hold of it, because when I was going to school we couldn't have Pokemon cards or nothing like that because it was the devil, and they try to find all these ways. Like even this pastor was trying to explain how it's the devil, and like it was so fucking dumb to turn a card game into that. Then every card game is the fucking devil. Like, if you want to be technical, then every card game, it's like the fucking.
Sounds like
so dumb.
It sounds like the head honcho over there was fucking. What the fuck's his goddamn name? Fucking Billy Madison's mom.
No, you're right.
Or am I getting that wrong?
Oh no, you're thinking of. No, it wasn't Billy Madison. You're thinking of Bobby Boucher.
It's not Billy Madison. It's the other one. Bobby Boucher's mom.
Bobby
yeah, there you
Boucher.
go. Fucking, it's the devil.
Everything is the devil to you, mama!
Foosball
I don't know why I couldn't remember his name. Yeah.
Dude, too bad there's not a Waterboy sequel.
And she showed me her boobies, and I liked him too.
Vicky Valancourt. Wasn't that her name, Vicky Valancourt? Yeah.
I think so.
Great movie.
I saw that clip the other day. It made me fucking die. We should.
Dude, I'm fucking hyped
watch
for
that again.
Happy Gilmore 2.
That's a great movie.
That's gonna be so awesome. I don't know if it's gonna be like I said, when they do movies that take 20-something odd years to come back. Yeah, they're pretty bad.
Usually
There's only been one
bad.
so far that's been good that they waited so long, and that one was that Top Gun Maverick movie. That was really good.
Yeah, that was good.
Beetlejuice.
Okay. But then again, that was a little bit more revamped, which was good because there was like a new guy coming in. It wasn't just all about Tom Cruise being there. You know, they had that other guy that was there, which was nice. I always forget his name, but like it was nice. Whereas like you take something like Clerks, for example. I still haven't seen the third one yet. I know it's there, but I haven't seen it.
Oh my god!
Or like Coming to America.
That one for me was just.
Please don't say it was bad.
It was
it bad?
But not in a bad way.
Oh, was it?
I'm not going to tell you why, but it's really just the ending.
Okay. All right. What are the? Is it like a farewell type of thing?
Yeah.
Is that what it is?
But it's the way it ends. Right. It literally had me like I was like, oh shit! It's like who the fuck? Who to put all these extra onions on my food that I'm not even eating?
Yeah.
All right, I'll take your word for it. But like, what else was there? There was Coming to America. Then now the new Beverly Hills Cop that came out.
Bill and
Ted. I haven't
Ted.
seen that yet either. I haven't seen any of them.
Bill and Ted.
I haven't seen Bill and Ted yet either. Actually, to be completely fair, this might shock you. I've never even seen the original Bill and Ted.
Well, the first one was good. The second one was okay. But the third one here, I've never seen them. Like, oh god,
it wasn't needed.
They shouldn't have done it.
They shouldn't have done it. Yeah. Same thing with Coming to America, Dumb and Dumber 2. I feel like
that one wasn't bad.
I'm sorry.
It was I needed that movie for the sake of those other ones that they made, where it was like Dumb and Dumb. Do you remember those? Those shitty renditions where it wasn't Jim Carrey. Those were really dumb. And I watched them expecting them to be at least on par, at least when I was a kid. And they weren't, and it upset the fuck out of me, and I hated them. So I needed another one, and I honestly really enjoyed that one. It
I
was
disagree,
pretty
but
good.
that's just me. And I
Um,
mean, the only movies that I think that they've done sequels to where they've waited extended periods of time where they were actually really good so far has been the Beetlejuice sequel and the Top Gun
I
Maverick.
haven't seen it.
Other than that, the rest of these, like, I get so excited and they're just not living up to it. But I really hope Adam Sandler does really well with it because it seems like everybody who was in the originals is coming back. So I look forward to seeing what they do. Ben Stiller's even back as his character. So I think it's just gonna be cool to see what happens. And Shooter McGavin is coming back. So I'm hyped on just seeing Shooter McGavin.
yeah,
You know, and maybe they'll have their little back and forth.
yeah,
So,
we'll see.
Yeah.
I don't expect it to be great,
exactly.
but I
I
expect it to be good,
enjoyable. At
at
least
the very least.
have that nostalgic factor to it.
Mm-hmm.
Like
Yeah. But that's the thing with watching things that you've watched when you were a kid. Like my theory on that, well, I would say everybody's theory in some level. I feel like everybody can resonate with this on some level. Like even when it comes to any sort of entertainment, whether it's a game, whether it's a movie, a TV show, whatever the case may be, I feel like a lot of why it was great is because it was when you were a kid. You know, you had the freedom to do whatever you want. You could just kind of just chill. I mean, obviously, depending on childhoods, let's just be clear. You know, obviously, people have had some rough ones, but
Yeah.
Still,
Some people have been locked
the
up.
times
in
where
some
you've
people
gotten
raised in
to-
cages.
yeah, it's very, yeah, it's very unfortunate. The love you, Sam. The anyway, fucking.
I'm not trying to laugh. I'm not trying to laugh, but
Jesus.
Here you are.
Oh my god. We might need to cut that out. Anyway. Yo, Jade is fucking.
That wasn't what I was looking for, but you know, that one works too. Pablo's over here fucking dying. Oh shit, this is where I was.
fucking god.
Oh. Hey, what can
Damo,
I say? Other
you
than...
wanted this. You wanted this. You got it. Okay, you got it. you
The gut
you
laugh.
broke me. You finally got me. Oh,
Wait.
oh my god.
Oh my god.
I'm crying.
Oh.
I'm crying. Oh my god. It shouldn't even got that far.
I don't even remember what the fuck I was
either, but
talking
that was
about,
great.
man. It's just gone.
I need something to drink after
Oh,
that.
dude. All right, yeah. Oh,
Oh my god.
Chamber hasn't had that much
Jesus
excitement
Christ.
since his chicken wings.
Dude, facts.
whew.
Facts.
Oh my
I love you,
god.
Sam.
Fucking
She watches this. She's gonna fucking kill me. Dude. She's gonna
but-
fucking kill me.
She's gonna kill.
Oh,
she's gonna kill us all.
murder
She'll
me.
kill all of us. Link in the description below. Support. Okay. No. Oh,
And she
fucking
came at
hell.
us hard yesterday about how
Um,
privileged we were.
You guys all think you're so much better than me.
Oh, Meg, that is the least fancy thing I have ever heard.
She did. She
Hey,
did.
just remember what she said.
I think that's why it was so much funny.
So
Dude, I've been getting her bitchness all fucking
anyway.
week. Like, so. Psh.
I mean, to be fair, you probably deserve
Yeah,
it.
fuck that the beach. This is
I do. Is it weird that I kind of like it?
Oh my god.
No,
Okay.
All right, I got what I was gonna say. If we want to continue with that,
you remember?
Um,
Okay, let's
I
hear it.
do. There's when you're a kid, you know, you don't have to worry about bills and life and shit. So there's a sense of fucking. Here he goes again.
We broke Chamber.
Yeah, we broke Chamber.
Just don't talk about responsibility.
We can just
Don't
move
talk
on.
about
It's
responsibility
fine.
right now. This is not.
All right, just I'll do it short. Fucking, you got to enjoy it more. So like when you watch it now, it's not the same because like, you know, like when you watch it for the first time, it's like it's so fucking funny, you know, because you've never had any other experience of how great like shit is. I think it's your first time watching Happy Gilmore as a kid, or fucking Billy Madison, or Dumb and Dumber, or whatever the case may be, Home Alone, you name it. Any movie that would have just made you die laughing as a kid. You're going in there, first experience, and you're like, that was the fucking greatest thing I've ever seen. So it's really hard to top that first experience, never mind the fact of not having, you know, that anything, you know, to do with your life other than just enjoy it to the best that you possibly can. And then when you have the responsibilities and when you have the job and everything else that goes on with your life, and you know life has fucked you a little bit, you know, you watch it, you know, you watch the second rendition of it, it's like, this is not, I wanted it to be so much more. But like it's really more like the nostalgia, I feel like, is more how you felt when you were a kid. Rather, like you're looking for that feeling again, rather than the movie being
you're
funny.
very much
you know?
right in that
a lot of
fashion.
people end up
You're very
doing
much
that.
right. But I mean, I could still sit there and watch Home Alone 2 and still laugh my ass off, seeing them fucking burn their hand trying to open up the door, slide down the stairs in ice.
Oh yeah. The fucking iron come down and hits him in the fucking head, or in Home Alone 2 when he's throwing the bricks.
Yeah, the best line.
No.
One of the best lines. You guys give up, or you're thirsty for more, and then they get up and be like, "Never." It's like,
No, I like it when they're climbing down the rope. He's like, "What's that smell?" It's kerosene. The rope is soaked in it.
Yeah. That was great. Never.
He was like,
never. Just brought me back for a second. The thing that killed me as a kid was when he was trying to do the sink and he was getting electrocuted and his whole head turns into a skeleton.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, I can still watch that shit. I mean, that's the beauty about it. I can still watch that shit and still laugh my ass off. That's why I love the original Dumb and Dumber. I don't watch it as much because if I watch it back to back, it loses its funniness. But I mean, I just still laugh at so many parts of that movie that just crack me up. Like one of my favorite parts in Dumb and Dumber is where they're messing with that fat dude, the little mob looking dude in the car. They're like, "Hey, you want to know the most annoying sound in the world?" And then they're like, "Yeah," and then, you know, and he's like, guys.
Hey, want to hear the most annoying sound in the world? Guys!
And then next thing they're like, tag you're it. And then they're just singing and like, you know, the most annoying thing you can do to somebody.
Have you heard she's gonna buy me a mockingbird?
Best part ever.
Yeah.
Like, they're just so dumb.
And Chamber tells me this all the time, so I'm going to take the glory in saying it. But that dude, that wasn't scripted at all. He was actually getting pissed. They were just fucking with each other. Like, he was just there in the middle and when dealing with it, and he would like, that was his real anger. That was not legit. Acting. He was like legit pissed. That's how they were acting like kids. What makes it even
better is because you don't know, like, you think it's just acting in a movie, but when you find out that shit was real, it's like, imagine, because Jim Carrey has brought out the worst in people before in movies. Like, I heard he did Man on the Moon, and apparently,
when he did Man on the Moon, he got so into being Andy Kaufman that he wouldn't answer anybody unless you referred to him as Andy Kaufman.
Yeah, and I heard,
even now he agrees that shit was like a possession, and like I remember we talked about this before on a previous episode where like his parents, Andy Kaufman's parents came out and like saw him on the set and were completely convinced that like that was their son. Like he was like literally possessing his body, like trying to say goodbye and like have his last moments with his mom and his dad and his sister. Like 100%, they were like sobbing because they like couldn't believe that like Andy was there again.
There's some
Fucking
actors they
insane.
get so engrossed in the roles that they are cast on. Like look at even Heath Ledger.
Yeah.
He got so engrossed into being the fucking Joker.
Yeah.
It's happened to many
Joaquin
actors before on certain roles.
when he did Johnny Cash, they said he wouldn't respond. You had to call him John, Johnny Cash, Man in Black. Like he really had to
something like that.
He was really immersing himself as Johnny Cash, and I was really impressed. With it. He did very well.
Yeah, I remember this one interview with Christian Bale that was kind of like perfect. The person who was interviewing asked him was like, out of all the characters that you've played, considering you're a method actor, I was like, are there any of the characters that you've played that kind of stay with you? And he was like, do they ever leave? And it was like the most perfect answer ever. And I was like, ooh, that kind of gave me the chills a little bit.
But yeah, what I was saying about Jim Carrey though, when he did Man on the Moon is there's a part where like he was Andy Kaufman so realistically that he had an encounter with Jerry the King Lawler, the wrestler, and Jerry was really upset with Kaufman back then, and he really brought it out of him and really hit him or slammed him or whatever it was in that scene. I was like, no shit. He just like he was really brought him back to that moment and was so pissed off. So I mean, if you're good enough, you can set people off and just rework that magic.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. Also, I know we're kind of off topic of it now, but there was one more scene from Home Alone. I believe it was 2. Where he reenacted the whole paint cans thing, where he threw the one and they were like, let's get him. And they were fucking making it seem as if they were walking up the stairs. And then once Joe Pesci was like, all right, now let's get him. And they both start going upstairs. But my favorite was the screams. It was like this big, I don't know, it definitely wasn't a barbell, but it was just this big metal pipe thing. And he throws it, but the sounds that they make before it hits, it's just, they both just fall down the hole. But one of my favorite parts ever, and it's such a simple line, is when he walks Marv walks into the house for the first time and falls down that big ass fucking hole on Home Alone 2 as well. And he's on his back and he's looking up and he's like, wow, what a hole.
You know the best thing too about that part is the paint cans still hit him, because when they got hit with the rod, they fall back and the paint cans hit them both in the back of their heads. So the paint cans still got them either way.
Yeah. They still hit them.
That's some great fucking moments.
And then he cut the bar and it fell down the stairs and hit them both in the stomach.
Dude, I would have fucked that kid up for real. If I ever caught him in real life, I would have F-word that kid up, man.
One of my favorite scenes in that movie was they're at a door and they're like, what's that noise? And they were like, I don't know. And all of a sudden they get hit by the fucking door because he pushed that rolling tool chest down. And he goes, that's the sound of a tool chest rolling down the stairs.
That's the sound of a tool.
That's my favorite. Between that and, like I said, that and the kerosene rope.
I forgot about
kerosene rope.
Dude, that's some great moments. You kind of make me want to like go watch
Marv,
that.
You wearing
movie,
aftershave? You wearing aftershave? No, it's kerosene. The rope is soaked in it. Why would anybody do that?
Now, why would anybody soap a rope in kerosene? Oh my god, that movie is like one of the best comedy fucking movies I would say of all time. That's for me anyway. I've watched a lot of comedy movies. I think that's still one of the best ones. I mean, Dumb and Dumber's up there too, but Home Alone is always at the top.
So it's kind of along the lines of like what the Three Stooges were.
Yeah, which makes Yeah, which is I was honestly just about to mention them, and it makes sense because when I was young, that's what I would watch. You know, my dad used to throw me. You used to throw me. What am I fucking Mike Tyson? Used to show me.
Yeah.
Used to show me the Three Stooges all the
me and
time,
my
and we'd
brother
watch
would
it
watch
together
that
all
with
the
my
time.
dad too. We would
Yeah.
watch. Yeah, it's crazy how that's kind of like a good little pastime you watch with your dad. Some
Yeah.
vintage comedy stuff like that.
Yeah. It was that, and then he used to show me. Oh my god, this is gonna fucking kill me. Iceman might know what I'm talking about. Two guys.
A girl in a pizza place.
They kind of work together. No, fucking guy. No, the one they did, their most famous one is who's on first?
Abbott and
Who the fuck is
Costello.
that? Thank you, those
That's
two.
what's like
Yeah,
one of the
I used
oldest
to watch them a
comedy
lot
bits
too.
out there.
No, I know. Yeah, it was who's on first, and they did the one where they were they rented like a motel or whatever. And it was like like 7 into 21 times, and he was drawing on the wall of his thing trying to convince him that he didn't owe him as much money as he could. And so he was like, do 7 into 21. And so he kept like doing the math and making it seem like he only owed him $24 when it was like $200. And like he kept doing the math deliberately wrong to confuse him. And then he ended up only paying the 21.
Nice.
It was kind of funny, but
yeah.
but
Yeah.
yeah, it's a classic.